Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw tips and tricks. I just made a video on the seamless pattern, and I've been kind of working around with this one. Pretty cool, pretty easy to make. Just a couple things we need to think about. Let's draw a square and hit P. Then I'm going to take a 2-point line, making it perpendicular with the control button. Then I'm going to hit P. I'm going to control D, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. What that's going to do is going to give us an area. I'm going to go ahead and take the virtual segment delete key and delete this. But then what we're going to do, let's look at this, and you can kind of see, well, I rounded off the corners. I'm trying to think how I even, well, what I did is I took another, just like I did in the first video, and then I control D and rotated it 45 degrees. Go ahead and weld these two, and then pick the, go to Windows, Dockers, Corners, and I had them all picked, so I'm going to back up and just do the outside, holding down the shift key and grabbing these outside ones. This is going to be probably, yeah, that's not bad. And then I'm going to hit P to put, wow, I had it with the shape tool. I'm going to hit P, put it in the center of the page. I could actually make it maybe a little bit bigger. I'm going to hold down the shift key. The shift key allows you to rotate it like that. I'm going to go ahead and make that line. Well, you know what? I'm going to make all these lines. I'm going to nudge this out of the way. I'm going to take all these lines and make them something other than a hairline. That's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and go to Object, convert the outline to an object, and I'm going to left click, right click. I'm going to go ahead and weld this together. It'll get rid of those cross sections. I'm going to move that rectangle back because I need an area that I'm going to write in. I'm just going to use the spiral tool, set on just 2 revolutions or 2 spirals. Make it about that big. I'm going to go ahead and, I wish I would have remembered, that's about what I had. I'm going to go up to, I'm trying to make it the same thickness. Go up to Object, convert the outline to an object. I'm going to left click, right click. Now I'm going to put this like right there. You know what? I'm going to want on the inside, I think. And I'm going to change my nudge factor like to 1 inch. That might be too, you know what? It's too big. I'm going to make it smaller by holding down the shift key. The shift key stops it from, or lets it grow or reduce from the inside. I'm going to set my nudge factor on 1 inch, and I'm going to nudge this down 1, 2, let's say 2 times. Then I'm going to make a duplicate, and I'm going to nudge it back up, but I'm going to mirror it the other way, mirror it both ways. Well, I want that over there. And I'm going to put, you know what? I wonder if I rotate it a negative 90 degrees. There we go. And I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to nudge that over 3 times. So that's what we have. Now I'm going to grab both these. I'm going to go ahead and Control G to group it, Control D to duplicate it, Alternate C to have it rotate from the center, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. That puts those, all 4 of those equal. Now we can get rid of our box, and we're going to go ahead and group this together, Control G. Now there's 2 ways you can kind of do this. I'm going to make it smaller. We are at, I didn't measure it. Well, let's make it a 4 by 4. And let's set our nudge factor on the distance of this. So I'm going to take my parallel dimension tool and go from there to there. So we're at 0.06. Okay. So now we need to take our nudge factor to 3.94. And that's going to do this right here. See how they're interlocked and it's overlapped, and then just Control D again. I'm going to go ahead and weld them. and then Control D, and it's the same thing going down. And look at the pattern. It's pretty cool. And then weld all that, and that got rid of all the interlocking, and it put all those things together. And you could still, do a lot more with this. Since it's all grouped together, we can make it that, you know what, let's just make it black. It really stands out. I'm going to take away the outline and make it a little thinner. But you could keep going with this, forever and ever and ever and ever. Make it as big as you want. Anyway, hope that gave you an idea or two, and thank you for watching.